This is the complete guide to video editing for beginners on Windows and PC. I'm going to run through a full video editing process step by step using free video editing software so that you can follow along and learn how to edit videos that don't suck in just a few minutes. Hey, it's Justin Brown here from Primal Video, where we help you grow an audience and scale your revenue with online video. If you're new here, make sure you click that subscribe button, and all the links to everything we mentioned in this video, you can find linked in the description box below. So let's jump into it. So video editing is one of the biggest challenges we hear from you guys in the comments, and I get it. It's really daunting when you're starting out. The good news is you can significantly reduce the time spent in your video editing software with just some simple tweaks to your editing process and an understanding of the fundamentals of editing a video. And the even better news is you're going to get all of that in this video. Now, if you're already happy with the video editing software you're using, awesome. The same steps that we're going to run through and the same principles are going to apply, so you can just follow along with whichever software you're using. But if you don't have your video editing software picked out just yet, then don't worry, because we're going to run through a full video editing process step by step using Shotcut, because it's an awesome video editor for beginners right through to intermediate and advanced, and it'll give you everything you need to get started and create some amazing looking videos. Now, I'll also be dropping in a bunch of video editing tips along the way, including some simple ways that you can quickly ramp up the quality of your videos with things like animated titles and some cool effects. So I'd suggest watching this through from start to finish now, and then coming back to follow along when you're ready to edit your first project. You can just hit pause after each step or each section while you put it into practice. And once we're done, we won't stop with this video. You'll also get access to a free downloadable guide that you can follow along with next time you're editing a video so that you don't forget anything. So let's bring out that progress bar and let's get into it. Okay, this is the first thing you'll see when you open up Shotcut. This is your new project window, or if you've already got existing projects, then you can open them up on this side. So we're going to start a new one. You can select where you want this project to be, give it a name, so Justin Video, and then you get to choose your video mode or the type of video you're going to be creating. So if we click on this, you get to choose your different resolutions and different frame rates. So if you have a particular one that you're after, maybe 1080p, 30 frames per second, then you can select that. Or if you just leave this on automatic, then it says here it's going to automatically set your project to be the correct resolution and the correct frame rate based on the first video clip that you import into your timeline. So I'm going to leave it here on automatic, and we'll press on start. Okay, so this area over the side here is where you can have all of your effects, or what they call filters. You can have your playlist, which is where all your video files and everything go, and your properties for all of those files and assets, they all go over here. This big area in here, this is your playback area, or where you can preview your video that you're editing. The next one across here is your audio bars, your volume levels that you'll see as you're playing through. We've got your recent video files that have been used over this side, and down the bottom area here is your timeline, which is where all of the editing magic is going to happen. So you can also resize any of these things. So if you want to make your timeline bigger, we can drag that up. And likewise with any of these panels, we can adjust the sizing of them. So now that you're at this point, the first thing you need to do is to import your video footage. So we can come up here to open file. We can then go through and find any of the video files that you want to use in your video. For this one, we're just going to use camera 2 and go open, and that's going to open up our video file that we can then drag down into our timeline where we're going to be editing it. Now, if you want to import multiple files or folders all at once, then you come across here to playlist, and then you can just drag and drop your files into this area here. So if we open up a new Explorer window, let's go through to our footage, and we can drag that entire folder in over here, and we've now got those two files in. Likewise for our music, we can bring those in, and any of our B-roll or overlay footage as well. So in this step, you just want to bring in any of the files that you want to be using in your video project at this point. And then if we go ahead and remove this clip from our timeline here, we'll click on it to select it, and we'll just press delete on the keyboard. Just so we're starting again from scratch, we can just bring in any of our footage here, drag it from here down into our timeline to get our clips down there so we can edit them. So start out by importing your files and then dragging your primary camera footage or your main video footage down into your timeline. Now we can zoom in and out on our timeline using this plus or the minus here, or we can just grab this slider and we can zoom out so that we can see our entire clip there. We can click on the clip, we can pick it up, we can move it around. We can hit play up here to play it through.
1, 2, 1, 2.
And if we click and drag this white playback head or playback indicator through, we can jump through to the different areas of our video. Now, if you want to bring multiple clips down into your timeline, we'll just grab this one here, for example. Let's say we want to drag this clip down and we want to have it at the start of this clip or play before it. If we just drag it down here, you can see that it says overwrite. So it's going to overwrite that start of our video file there. So it's actually removed the first part of this second clip. So sometimes you might want that to happen, but I'll just press Control Z now to undo that. But if you just want to bring down this video file and position it at the start and then shift the rest of the clips along, then you just need to press this little button here first, ripple, trim, and drop. So if we select on that, now bring this down in front of our clip here, then it now says insert. So if we let go now, it's brought it in and it's shifted this second clip or all of our remaining clips along. Okay, so we'll just remove that clip now and we're going to start editing this video file down. Now I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that you can do this. As with everything video editing, there's usually a few different ways to do things. And sometimes it might make more sense to do things one way than another, or you could end up using a combination of these methods. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in to this start of our clip here, just using the plus button here, and we will slide back across to the start using the slider down the bottom. Now what I like to do here is look at the audio waveforms, and you can see the flat pieces are where I'm not actually talking. So maybe I'd made a mistake here and then I was thinking about what to say, and then here's where I started again my next attempt at that paragraph or sentence. So it makes it really easy to see the pieces where you are actually talking and the pieces that you're not, which again, it's going to make it really easy for you to go and find these bits to remove them from your video. So let's just say, for example, this first take here was a bad one and we wanted to remove it. We want to actually start our video here. We can move our playback indicator, this white bar here, to this point where we want it to start, and we can just press this button here, split at playhead, or we can press the keyboard shortcut S. And that has gone ahead and split our video clip here into two. And all we need to do then is press delete and that clip will be removed. Now you can see it's actually left a blank space here on our timeline before our clip now starts at that new point. We could just click on this clip and drag it back over so that our video now starts at that point. Or if I undo that, Control Z, and undo the deleting again, Control Z. If I select on this, instead of just pressing delete or backspace, I can press Shift backspace or Shift delete. And that's going to delete the clip and close up that gap. So that was one way to do it. Another way we can do it is we can select our clip. We can come back across here to this left side and you see it goes green and we get two little arrows. If we click on that and hold down our mouse button and just swipe across to the right a little bit, and you can see that it starts moving our timeline along. And all we need to do is keep holding down that mouse button until we reach the point where we want our video to start. And then we just let go and our video will now start at that point. So if I let go now, then our video now starts at this point. So you can see there's a couple of different ways to do things. So you want to go through your video now and remove any bad takes, any mistakes, or anything that you 100% don't want to have in your finished video product. So we might come across here, remove this blank space by pressing S to add a split in that timeline, come across to here to add another split, select that clip with a Shift backspace, and we've now removed that gap. Then we might come across the end of this next take here before I reach up and adjust the teleprompter and add another split here and then play through until I get my perfect take, which is probably this one down here. Add another split, select it, Shift backspace, and that area was gone. So go through now and remove any of the footage that you don't want to have in your finished video. Okay, so now you got your video trimmed down to just the stuff you want to use. The next step is to import any B-roll or overlay footage. Any footage you want to show on top of your primary footage. So to do that, you want to create a new video layer. So come up here to these three little lines and let's choose add a new video track. And you can see now we've got our primary footage here on video layer 1, and on video layer 2 is now above it as an empty video track. Now what we need to do is grab our footage from the top here and drag it down onto our timeline. But just be mindful again, so you can see this says we're going to insert it into our video. So if I select on this, it's going to overwrite the clips that are underneath it as well. So you want to undo that and just make sure that you don't have this selected, ripple, trim, and drop. So that we come up here and grab our clip, drag it down, and it's going to sit on top of our video without removing anything that's going on underneath it. And then just like all of our other video clips, we can click on it, drag it, move it around. We can move our cursor to the edge and we can adjust the start time, or the same with the end time. Or we can just hit play and play it through to find the area that we're after. So maybe we'll go the second take here, probably from here. We can press S on the keyboard to split our clip in two. We can select the first one and just press Backspace, and that's removed. So we're starting our clip at this point. We'll then play this through till we work out where we want it to stop. I think there's a little pan around here, maybe somewhere around here. And again, select our clip, press S, and let's remove the end of it. So you want to go through in this step and just add in any B-roll or any overlay footage into your video at this point. And one other method you've got for doing this is just to double click on your clips so it actually opens up here and starts playing. We can then pause it, but you can actually set your in or your out points, or identify the area of the clip that you want to use up in this playback area as well. So let's play through until we work out where we want this clip to start. So maybe we'll start at about here where we start to move back in on this shot. You just want to press the I key on the keyboard, and that's set an in point. So we're going to start this file here. Keep playing through to where we want it to stop, probably around here. And press O on the keyboard to mark an out point. You can see we've now got this red area. Now all we need to do is click and drag up here somewhere on our clip and drag that down into our timeline. And it's just bringing down that section that we had highlighted with our in and out points. Once you've got your B-roll or your overlay footage in, next up we're going to add in any text or titles into your video. So in this case, we're going to bring up a title down the bottom here somewhere that just says Justin Brown Primal Video. So we're going to find where we want the title to start. We're going to select our bottom clip here and we're going to press S to split our clip at that point. We're going to work out how long we want our title on for. Let's say till about here, and press S again. So we've actually split this clip into 3 down the bottom here. Now we're going to grab this middle section here. So with that clip then selected, you want to come over here to filters, or at the top here to filters, and then you want to add a new filter. So hit the plus. Now you want to type into this search box here text, and we're going to add some simple text. So we'll just double click on it. You can see we've got a time code text added here now. Now we can just edit the text here. Let's type in Justin Brown, and we can customize up the font here. Let's choose Oswald, and font size, maybe we'll try 48 and go okay. We do want to check here, use font size. There we go, it's made it smaller now. Maybe we'll make that a little bit bigger. Let's go 60. Now we can adjust the color here if we want to. We can add an outline, we can add a background. And you can adjust the position and the size just using the text here. Or you can actually come up the top here and scale down and resize your title in this window as well. So let's say that we wanted it around here and we wanted to add in a background color. We come over here to background, let's pick a light blue. Then you can see we're able to get some text with a background around it. So you see you've got the options in here to customize something up for your brand. So if we play through that now, you'll see that we've got the title that appears and then disappears at that point as well. So go through and add in any titles or text that you want to have in your video. Once that's done, next up we're going to add in any transitions or effects on our video clips. So let's zoom into our 3 pieces of B-roll or overlay footage here, and let's add some transitions between them. So we want to click and pick up these clips and just create some overlap between them. And you can see we're then presented with a cross between the two. Now, if we play this back now, it's just going to be a simple fade between one clip and the next. You can see the screen recording's really killing the performance here. And likewise, if we want to overlap this clip here as well, then we can have a transition there as well. Now, if we select on this transition piece and come over here to properties, then this is where we can actually change what this transition looks like. So at the moment, we're just on a standard dissolve or a fade, but it could be that you just want to have a horizontal bar as the transition. So if we play through this now, then it's just a simple wipe across. So you can easily go through and add in any transitions between your shots just by creating that overlap and then coming up here and selecting which effect you'd like. So these transitions can work well with your B-roll or your overlay footage, but I wouldn't normally use a transition between 2 of our primary clips here that are going to be very similar. Instead, what I would do is just zoom in and reframe one of the shots so that when we play from one shot and it moves to the next, that it just looks a little bit different and isn't just a hard cut. So how we would do that is select one of the clips, then come over to filter, come down here to size, double click on this one, and now we can adjust the size and position of this shot. Now we can either, again, manually key them in, or we can just use the little resize markers up the top here to scale this up a little bit and reposition the shot so it looks like we've zoomed in on it a little bit. Now if we click back to the original now, we can see that there is just a subtle difference between the two shots. It's not much, but it just breaks it up enough for our viewers. So we go from a standard shot to the zoomed in shot, and then the next one here we haven't adjusted either, so it's back to the standard one. So you could easily apply this to every second cut or every second shot just to break it up. Now if you did want to apply this exact same zoom in effect to other clips, you can again select the clip, make sure you're on filters, come up here and click copy filters, then select the clip that you want to paste that filter on, and then just hit paste. And now this shot here will be zoomed in as well and have those same settings applied. So go through now in this step and add in any of those transitions or any of those zoom in effects for your entire video. So the next step then is to import any music into our project. So we want to come back over here to playlists. You can see that I've already brought in 2 music tracks here. But before we drag those down, we do need to create a new layer. So you want to come back up here to these 3 little buttons and let's go add audio track. You can see we've got an audio track that's now placed below our video. Then we can select our audio track up here that we want to use and click and drag that down into our timeline and our music is added. Now just the same as with our video tracks, we can click on it, we can pick it up, we can move it around, we can trim off the start or the end using those handles on the start or the end of our clips. Or if we needed to, we can press S to split our clip to delete different sections. I'll undo that now. So let's go across to the end of our video now and just make sure that our audio track is finishing about the same time as our video. We can just grab this red handle here and drag it across and have it finish the same time as our video. So now that your music track is in, it's a good idea to go back through and make any minor edits or adjust your edits to match the music if that's the type of video you're creating. One pro tip here is to lock the music track and then come up here and make sure this ripple tool is enabled. And then we can just make any minor edits as we need to so that our edits and our video is matching the music that we've just added in. And you can see that any adjustments we're making here to this aren't affecting that bottom music track, but it's also keeping everything else in sync. Once you're done with that next pass, we'll unlock that audio track again. You want to go back again, make sure that your audio finishes at the same time as your video. And then we're going to adjust our volume levels. So where we start with volume levels is always with our spoken piece or our primary content first. So we're going to mute our audio track here just by pressing the mute button here so we don't hear this. And we want to make sure that we're getting the volume levels right on our primary footage first. So let's come back to the start of our video. Now, there's 2 main options for adjusting our volume levels. We can do it on an individual clip by clip basis, or we can do it on the entire video track. So given that all of our footage here was all the same camera, same time, same microphone, chances are it's going to be pretty consistent audio. So here I would just select on the track here, come up to filters, hit the plus, and we're going to search for volume, gain and volume. So we'll double click on that. And you can see that our volume here is currently set to default at 0 decibels. Now, if we want to go louder, we can drag this up. It's going to make it louder. If we want it to be lower, then we can go back the other way. But 0 is the midpoint here. So I'm going to set this back to 0 for now, and we're going to hit play. And what we're looking at here is our volume levels or our volume indicators here. And you can see that we're in the green, which is good. And it's sitting around this -15. Some of the louder parts are hitting the -10. Now, if we increase this up, boost our volume up, you can see that we're right up here in the red. And in some cases, we're hitting the top of that red, which is definitely not where you want to be. So we want to lower this down until all of our volume is in the green or just slightly into the yellow, but definitely not into the orange or to the red. So maybe somewhere around 7 here is looking pretty good for this video. So we can go ahead and pause that now. So that entire video track, so all the clips on it have now had their volume adjusted to be increased by 7 decibels to make those the correct volume. So now we've got our spoken piece done. Now we're going to unmute our music layer here. So it unmutes every track or every clip on this layer. And again, we can adjust the volumes on either this individual clip by selecting the clip and adding a volume filter, or we could do it on the track itself by selecting the track and come up here to volume again, double click on that, and we can adjust our volumes here. Now, normally with music, it is a creative thing. There's no right or wrong with it. You just want to make sure that it's not too loud and too annoying and too distracting for your viewers watching your videos. So you really just want to experiment a little bit here and set the volume to say maybe 30 and play it and see what it sounds like. If it's too loud, then you can lower it down a little bit more. If it's too quiet, then you can bring it up a little bit. Each music track can be totally different. So ideally you're playing this back through with headphones on so that you can really dial in for your specific track. Now that we've got your music in and all of your volume levels adjusted, next up we're going to look at color correction or color grading. So again, we want to do this back on our first clip first. We're going to select our first clip, select filters, and then come up here to the plus. Now there's 3 main filters that I normally use for basic color grading, and they are first off brightness. So we'll add that one in, the double click, we'll hit the plus. The next one is white balance, double click to add that in, and the third one is color grading. So we'll add that one in as well. We'll start off first with brightness, and we've got this slider down the bottom again where we can make our shot darker or brighter just by sliding this along. So let's just say around there, brighten it up a little bit. Next up, we want to go to your white balance. And this is where essentially we're adjusting the color temperature of our shot. So if we want our shot to be warmer, more yellow, we can slide this to the left. If we want it to be cooler or add more blue, then we can slide it more to the right. So this is really just adjusting your shot to make it look correct if there was any issues while you were filming it, or if you just like to change up the look or the feel of your shot. So let's go somewhere around there. And then we'll go down to color grading, and this is where we can really dial this in. Now we're not going to spend much time in this area because we could get pretty advanced in here, but just know that this first section here is about the shadows or the dark areas of your shot. This next area here is the mid-tones. So your skin tones and the mid-range colors, and then your highlights and your bright colors and everything are over on this side. And again, where I'd suggest you start is with this slider here, up and down. So if we want to increase the brightness of the dark areas, we can boost this up. Or if we want to make them darker, a little more contrasty, then we can pull it down. And exactly the same with the midtones, make any adjustments to those and the highlights as well. And then if we want to really dial in the colors in those 3 areas, then that's what this color wheel here is for. So you can grab this marker in the middle, and you can see that if we pull it towards the green, we're adding more green. If we want more pink, we move it towards the pink. Now, so normally with these, you don't need to move them too much, but it's just minor adjustments to help you get the look that you're after. Now, there is one more filter that I will mention here. If we hit the plus and then go to saturation, if we want to boost the colors, then we can add a saturation filter. And you can see if we remove this right out, our shot's now going to go to black and white. But if we boost it up, then we're going to amplify the colors. So you don't really want to go too overboard with this, but you can bring out some of the colors to make your shot pop a little bit more. So if we look now at a before and after, this is our color graded shot, and this was the original. So pretty big difference between the two. Now, if you want to apply all of these filters and settings to our other clips as well, again, we just need to select copy the filters, come across to our remaining clips and just hit paste, and those will be added through. And if you want to select multiple clips, you can hold down Control and click on them in the timeline, and we then come up here to paste, and we can apply those to all of our selected clips. So once you're happy with your colors, then your video is complete, and it's now time to export it or to save it out. So to do that, you want to come up here to export. Now in here, there is a lot of different presets. So if there's something in particular you're after, a specific file type, then it's likely you've got all of those in here, or you can kick it into advanced mode and dial everything in manually yourself. But for most people, the default setting here is going to create an MP4 file, which is suitable for most users and purposes. So that's normally where I'd suggest that most people leave this. So you want to make sure that's selected and then hit export file. Choose where you want to have your video saved. So we'll just save it there and hit save. And and then your video will have started exporting. So you can see in the side here we're at 9% already, 10, and if we hit this little button here, we can pop this window out, move it around, make it a little bit bigger so that we can track the progress of our export. Once that's done, you'll then want to play back through your video, make sure that there's no extra changes or mistakes or anything you need to fix. If there is, come back in, make those changes and re-export it out. And I would suggest wherever possible that you try to play back your video on a couple of different devices. Play it back on a phone or an iPad or something, just so you're happy with how it's going to look on those different devices where people are probably going to be consuming your content. That's a complete video editing walkthrough for beginners using Shotcut on PC. Now, earlier in the video, I mentioned our free guide, stepping you through the entire video editing process. So you can print it out or you can have it on screen to follow along with next time you're editing your videos. So you can grab your copy by clicking the link on screen. And while you're editing, if you want to get an awesome new animated video intro for your content, then check out the tutorial that is linked on screen now for a step-by-step run through on exactly how to do it. And I'll see you in the next one.